Stop everything you are doing because what comes next will shake the ground. Beneath what you thought you knew about men and love. For years you have been told to play hard to keep mystery alive, to follow rules that sound clever but often lead you in circles. The truth is not only different, it is far more unsettling. Real psychology and biology have already uncovered patterns that run deeper than charm or words. This message may feel uncomfortable at first, because it asks you to let go of the mess that has shaped how you view romance. Most women have been conditioned to look for the obvious signs, waiting for declarations, chasing men who leave them uncertain. What they miss are the primal signals that reveal something stronger than words. These signals are not in the latest dating advice. They are not in what your friends tell you, and they are not in the games men play. They come from his nervous system and his biology, operating far beneath his awareness. Here is the disturbing truth. While women often run after mixed signals and feel addicted to the roller coaster of drama, they may walk right past the men who are genuinely falling in love. Those men are not loud about it, they are not smooth with perfect lines. Instead, their bodies and brains give them away in ways they cannot fake. It is like watching a neon sign flicker in the dark, but many fail to notice it. In this journey, you're about to discover 6 hidden psychological patterns that no man can control. They appear when his entire emotional world begins to shift around you. They are rare. They are powerful, and once you learn them, you will never see love the same way again. Pattern 1: The mirror effect. When his brain syncs with yours, there is something almost mystical that happens when a man begins to fall deeply in love. His brain and body start to move in rhythm with yours, as if his entire system is adjusting to your presence without him even knowing it. This is called the mirror effect, and it is one of the most reliable signals that his feelings are far beyond surface attraction. You may notice it in small ways at first. He begins to use your phrases naturally without realizing he has picked them up. His texting style slowly shifts to match your pace and your rhythm. His tone of voice softens or rises to echo the way you speak. And when you sit together, his posture unconsciously matches yours within moments. These are not deliberate moves. They are signs of his nervous system syncing with you. Scientists explain this through the bearer neurons, special cells in the brain that activate when we observe another person. They create something called emotional contagion, where one person's emotional state literally transfers to another. When you are excited, his energy lifts. When you are sad, his mood drops, even if he does not know the reason. His system is aligning to yours as if your emotions are guiding his. This kind of synchronization can feel almost supernatural. It is not just copying body language. It is a deep biological alignment that shows his primitive brain has identified you as significant. The mirror effect is rare because it does not happen with every woman. It only happens when his subconscious senses compatibility a level beyond looks or charm. What makes this even more powerful is how it disrupts his sense of control. Men are often taught to stay independent and composed. But when this mirror effect takes over, he cannot hide how connected he feels. Sometimes he may even pull back after an intense moment with you. Not because he lost interest, but because he feels overwhelmed by how much of himself is merging with you. The truth is, anyone can pretend to be interested for a short while. They can fake charm or say the right words, but no one can fake unconscious neural synchronization. If you see the mirror effect, you are witnessing a rare biological recognition. It is a pattern that reveals something real, powerful, and nearly impossible to deny. Pattern 2: Selective vulnerability. The trust test. When a man begins to fall for someone, he does not open his entire heart all at once. Instead, he reveals small pieces of himself in moments that may seem ordinary but carry great meaning. This is called selective vulnerability. And it is one of the clearest signs that he is testing whether he can trust you with his deepest self. It often begins with something subtle. He may share a story about how he failed at something that mattered to him. He might admit to a childhood insecurity that still lingers in the back of his mind. He may confess a fear about the future or a dream that he keeps quiet because he worries others would laugh. To you it may sound small, but to him it is a significant risk. These moments are not random. They are trust probes, quiet tests to see if you will listen, understand, and hold his truth without judgment. If you respond with compassion and presence, he begins to relax and opens another door. If you dismiss it, minimize it, or change the subject, that door shuts quickly, and you may never see that vulnerable side of him again. There is an evolutionary reason behind this pattern. For thousands of years, men were taught that showing weakness could lead to danger, abandonment, or loss of respect. Guarding emotions was tied to survival. So when he chooses to expose even a small part of his inner world, it means his instincts are telling him that you are safe, that you are worth the risk. This is why selective vulnerability is so powerful. A man who is only interested on the surface will never go there. He will keep things light, smooth, and easy. But a man who cares deeply cannot help but reveal pieces of his authentic self. It will feel different from casual conversation, because the air around it carries weight. When he says he rarely talks about this or admits he has never told anyone before, pay attention, that is not small talk, it is a breakthrough. It is his way of saying without words that he is beginning to trust you with the most fragile parts of who he is. And that kind of trust is one of the rarest and strongest signals of real love. Pattern 3. Strategic attention, his memory palace. When a man is truly invested in a woman, his brain begins to prioritize her above almost everything else. Scientists call this attentional bias, and it means she becomes the focal point in his mind while other details fade into the background. It is not about effort or trying to impress. It is a natural shift in the way his mind processes information. You can see it in the little things he remembers. He recalls how you like to eat the crust of your pizza first. He brings up a story you told weeks ago as if it just happened yesterday. He notices how your voice changes when you talk about your family. And he pays attention to how you react when you are stressed. These details stay with him because his brain has created a special place for them. What makes this even more powerful is how he uses those memories to create small yet meaningful moments of connection. He will text you on the day of your big presentation, because he remembers how anxious you felt about it. He will surprise you by suggesting a restaurant that avoids the food you dislike. He may even send you a picture of sunflowers because he knows they remind you of home. These are not grand gestures meant to impress. They are deliberate reminders that he has been listening and that he values what matters to you. This is what separates casual interest from deep emotional investment. A man who is only casually interested might remember your favorite color or where you work. But it will stop there. A man who is deeply drawn to you remembers the story behind why that color became your favorite, or how your job shapes the way you see the world. He is not just storing information. He is creating a map of your emotional landscape in a world full of noise and distractions. This kind of focus is rare. Most people forget what was said minutes ago. Yet, he files away your words in what feels like a personal memory palace. When you see this pattern, you know you are not just another person in his orbit. His priority, the center his mind keeps returning to. And that is one of the clearest signs of genuine love. Pattern 4. Body language. The nervous system never lies. When words are carefully chosen and emotions are guarded, the body becomes the most honest messenger. A man may hold back in what he says, but his nervous system reveals everything he feels. This is why body language is one of the clearest signs of genuine attraction, because it bypasses conscious control. The first signals are often orientation and proximity. No matter where he is in the room, his body seems to turn toward you. His feet point in your direction. Even when he is speaking with someone else, he finds reasons to stand a little closer than necessary or to lean in when you talk, as if pulled by an invisible force. This closeness is not calculated. It is his system recognizing that you matter. Then there are grooming behaviors. He straightens his posture when you walk in. He adjusts his shirt or runs his hand through his hair without thinking. These are instinctive attempts to present his best self, driven by biology rather than choice. They are small actions, but they speak loudly when you know how to see them. Eye contact tells an even deeper story. His gaze will find you across a crowded space. During conversation, his eyes return to yours even when others are speaking. And the most telling sign comes when your eyes meet unexpectedly. In that instant, before he has time to compose himself, his expression softens and a real smile flashes across his face. That smile is unguarded, brief and authentic. The kind that no one can rehearse. You may also notice restless hands or subtle fidgeting. He may touch his neck, adjust his watch, or tap his fingers when you are near. This is not discomfort, it is nervous energy created by attraction. A sign that your presence shifts his state on a physical level. While his words may remain calm or careful, his body is having a constant conversation with you. The nervous system never lies, and it broadcasts truth through posture, distance, gaze, and movement. Once you understand this silent language, you no longer have to question what he feels. His body will tell you clearly, even when his mind is still learning how to speak it. Pattern 5. Emotional safety testing, his calibration system. When a man begins to care for someone deeply, his emotions face a quiet battle between desire and protection. He wants to open his heart, but his instincts remind him that vulnerability can be dangerous. To navigate this, his mind creates a system of small tests. These are not manipulations or games. They are unconscious checks to see if you are safe enough for him to bring his full self forward. One of the first signs is when he shares something slightly risky. He may express an opinion that is not popular or tell a story that makes him look less polished. Sometimes he lets his mood drop lower than usual, showing you is quieter, uncertain or even a little raw. Each of these moments is a calibration, a way to see how you respond when he is not presenting his best mask. These tests matter because they ask silent questions. Can you handle him when he is not confident? Can you listen without judging when he admits a fear? Can you still respect him if he reveals a flaw? If you meet those moments with warmth, presence, and acceptance, he learns something powerful. He learns that intimacy with you can be safe. This process is often gradual. First, he might admit to being nervous about a small situation. Later, he may share a childhood embarrassment or a moment of failure that still stings. With each compassionate response from you, another layer comes down. If instead you dismiss, lecture or turn away, the door closes and it may not reopen. The reason runs deep in yin history. For generations, men were taught that survival depended on Transformational control. To expose weakness was to risk status, protection or belonging. That ancient programming lives on. Which is why showing his unfiltered self is so rare and significant. When you understand this pattern, you realize these tests are not designed to frustrate you. They are invitations to build trust. They reveal that he wants more than surface attraction. He wants to know if his heart will be safe with you. When you answer with patience and compassion, you are not just passing a test. You are helping him rewrite what it means to be vulnerable in love. Pattern 6. Consistency over time. The reliability algorithm. The most powerful proof of genuine love is not found in big gestures or dramatic declarations. It is found in consistency. Anyone can shine brightly for a short time, but true devotion reveals itself in the steady rhythm of actions repeated day after day. A man who is serious about you does not keep you guessing. If he says he will call, he calls. If he makes plans, he follows through. When life becomes stressful, he does not vanish or withdraw. Instead, he stays present. Stability in moments when uncertainty could easily take over. Consistency is not about perfection. It is about reliability. It is the morning text that arrives not out of obligation, but because thinking of you has become part of his routine. It is the small check-in when he knows you have had a hard week. It is the steady energy he brings. Whether his own day has gone well or poorly, this steadiness builds trust over time. With each reliable action, your nervous system begins to relax. You no longer live in constant doubt, wondering when the next message will come or whether his feelings will shift. Instead, you feel grounded in the certainty that he is there and that he is not looking for reasons to leave. The contrast between intensity and consistency is striking. Intensity may sweep you up in waves of passion, but it often burns out as quickly as it began. Consistency may seem calm at first, but it lays the foundation for lasting connection. It creates the safety where real intimacy can grow and where both partners can thrive in a culture that often confuses drama with passion. It is easy to overlook this. Yet the truth is clear. The man who shows up steadily, who makes you feel safe, who proves his care through reliability, is the man whose love is real. Consistency is not only the sign of genuine devotion, it is the soil in which lasting love takes root and grows stronger with time. Conclusion. Choosing real love. Now you have seen the 6 hidden patterns that reveal when a man is truly in love. They are emotional fingerprints that cannot be faked. The mirror effect. Selectivo vulnerability, strategic attention, body language, emotional safety testing, and consistency over time. Each show you something deeper than words. Together they paint a picture of love that is steady and undeniable. Many women spend years chasing the thrill of drama, mistaking chaos for passion. They are drawn to men who run hot and cold, who leave them anxious and uncertain. But real love does not live in that confusion. It feels calm. It feels safe. It builds you instead of breaking you. The man who shows these patterns is not trying to impress you with intensity. He is proving his devotion through presence, trust, and reliability. You deserve this kind of love. You deserve to feel chosen without doubt and valued without condition. You do not have to settle for crumbs when a feast of genuine care is waiting. When you recognize these patterns, you stop questioning your worth and begin expecting the kind of that honors who you are. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Share this video with another woman who deserves to know the truth about real love. Subscribe to join a community that believes in depth, connection, and truth. May you never again confuse drama with devotion. May you recognize the calm as the clearest sign of love. And may you walk forward knowing that the right man will not leave you doubting. He will leave you certain.